Creating financial independence isn't just about having money in the bank, it's about creating a system that will generate cash flow for you. My name is Carmen.
And I'm Darius. And in today's video, it's very important that we share with you our journey so that you can get our perspective of how to create financial independence from your own journey. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask each other a series of questions so that we can get a perspective from both of our ideas and opinions.
Exactly. So we are actually first just going to talk about our journey to get to financial independence, and then we're going to wrap this video up with the 3 secrets to becoming financially independent. So before we jump into anything, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when we post new videos.
So the first question we're going to address today is, what did you think about leaving corporate America?
What did I think about it? I thought it was amazing. Well, I mean, okay, so to unpack that a little bit, there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of fear, a lot of, oh my God, am I making the right decision? What am I doing? But I think at the same time, I was so fed up with the line of work that I was in that I was just desperate to get out. So the day that I committed to leaving, I told all my family and friends I'm out by the 15th, and the 15th came and I was out. I also know that giving my friends and family this timeline also made me actually act on it, because I think if I would have kept it to ourselves, maybe I would have made excuses for myself of, oh, maybe I'll wait another month or another 6 months or this or that. But I told my friends and family I'm out December 15th, and I was.
So for me, what did I think about leaving corporate America? I look forward to it. Because as an industrial engineer, I saw a lot of the behind the scenes numbers and how people or the companies made decisions. I saw people that, not because of doing a bad job or because they didn't know what they were doing, it was because of the amount of money that they made that they got laid off. Mm-hmm. They had years and years of experience, but because they made a certain amount of income, it's more beneficial for the budget for them to be let go so that they can make their numbers. And for me, I figured if I could work 20 years in a company and get laid off just because of a budget, I might as well do the work for myself and go from there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. So then, since you have left corporate America, what have you learned up to this point?
So from leaving corporate America, I realized that the only thing I did initially was create a job for myself, because my mindset and mentality was around going to work, doing a certain job, and getting paid for the work that I do. And then what I learned up to this point is that you want to create a system so that you can generate income instead of creating a job. And from corporate America, my mindset was creating a job, and that's something that that's different now.
Okay, so I think what I've learned since leaving corporate America was, what the hell was I waiting for? Why did it take me so long to leave? And again, like I said before, it was just because of the fear base. Mm-hmm. When you get used to getting that check coming in every 2 months, or excuse me, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks the check coming in, you just get comfortable. Mm-hmm. And so I think for me, corporate America was a crutch initially, because it was just like, oh, the uncertainties, what do I do? So what have I learned is that I wasted way too much time and energy being comfortable and being scared, because the minute I jumped, I've never made more money not working for corporate America than ever, nor have I ever been more happy and had more freedom in my life, because I'm able to control my lifestyle.
Right. So what I got from there is that the fact that you took action, you were able to change the trajectory of your life and your career.
Correct. Yeah, because I know for myself, and maybe many of you watching this video, you know, I'd get to work every morning, and I'd be like, what am I doing here? Because I'm miserable, I'm unhappy, I don't like my coworkers nor my boss, and I'm just over this. So what am I doing here?
Right. Now, for me, I like my coworkers and my managers. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want to be there for 20 years and get fired. Yeah. For no reason.
Yeah. And also looking around, like I looked at my boss, I looked at my boss's boss, and I was like, I don't want any of these jobs. Like, this isn't fun to me. So I think it was just those perspectives of, I'm not in the right place.
Right. Now, this is just our journey. Your journey is completely different from ours. But one thing that happened for us is when we left our corporate jobs, we went into real estate investing. So the next question that we're going to answer is, what did you learn on your real estate journey?
What did I learn? Well, it's a lot of growth. So Darius and I enrolled in a real estate education company, dropped a lot of money on that. And we thought that we was going to get paid like the next week. We was like, we about to be HGTV, we about to be flipping in here. And that didn't happen. And it happened on our own scale. But really it was just, we thought that the world of real estate was a lot more glamorous than what HGTV probably lends it to be. So it was a rude awakening for us. Like, this is a nasty job. It can be flipping houses and being in people's dwellings. So what I've learned is that with everything, there's a process of education. Once you actually take action, you learn even more. And then you realize at that point, once you're taking action, is this really where you want to be? So for us, I feel like we were in that herd of, we got to invest in real estate because that's the only thing that you can do. And then we realized that we got in it. We're like, this isn't as fun as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it's not as passive as we thought it was going to be either.
Yeah, and for me answering that question, I would say the same thing. It was not easy doing real estate. Like, it seemed a lot easier on HGTV. It seemed a lot easier when we were going through the training, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And one mistake that we made is, instead of investing in the program, I wish we would have just took that money and put it into a flip.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we still had to start from zero.
Yep.
We still had to, go to the courthouse and get foreclosures and knock on people's doors in the middle of the summer in Arizona. I started off the same complexion as Carmen. But this is what Arizona summer has done. I got a forever tan now from knocking on doors in the summer of Arizona.
Your mama would say something different. So anyways, one thing I think Darius said, which was huge, was the money that we dropped on the education program for real estate that we first got into would have been enough to do a flip. And granted, we wouldn't have necessarily had the education behind our back, but we would have been able to use that money to flip the money more quickly.
Yeah, the education that we got was what we learned when we knocked on those people's doors. And that's something that, even thinking back on it now, I would never do again. I wouldn't put myself in that situation to be a 6'2" black man knocking on somebody's door in the middle of the afternoon, and they haven't paid their bills. So
you got to do what you got to do. You got to start. You got to crawl before you can walk. So anyways, again, we're just sharing this with you because the reason why we're talking about corporate America and real estate is because we thought that when we left our corporate jobs, we were just going to be financially independent. Woo! All of a sudden, the money was going to come in somehow. And then with real estate, we thought with every flip, we were just going to be laughing all the way to the bank. And that happened at times, but at times, sometimes we just covered our costs. And so we realized throughout this journey of grinding and learning about entrepreneurship and business that we weren't creating systems of cash flow. Like we said, with real estate, for us, what we were doing with flipping, it wasn't passive. There's many ways to make it passive, but our hearts weren't in it 100% where we were like, we want to do this for the rest of our lives. So we just do it more casually because we want it to be something that we enjoy instead of something to be a job. So let's jump into these 3 secrets, though, that we want to talk about when we are talking about creating cash flow. And it's really just about making sure that you get your basics covered. We forget that so much, is that making sure that we have something that's out there producing cash for us that is covering our living expenses.
So the very first secret is your investment should be able to take care of your expenses. Now, for us on our journey, the things that real estate wasn't able to take care of our expenses without us. We had to be there on a day-to-day basis. We had to be there to make sure contractors are doing what they were supposed to do because they need to be managed, definitely need to be managed. We had to be there to make sure the money was being spent the way it should have been spent, because if you're not there, then things are going to be spent on things that you didn't want. There's all this oversight that we didn't know that we had to do until we actually got our feet wet into this whole real estate investing process.
Exactly. So the second secret I would say to this, not only the investments need to pay for this. If you have investments, great. The second secret is business. If you are going into business and you're using business as a reason for your financial independence, then your business needs to be able to pay for your basics, your financial expenses. And when we say this, let's break it down a little bit more, because we know a lot of business owners. We don't know a lot of entrepreneurs. The difference is a business owner is someone who has bought themselves a job, basically. And we're not saying that this is a bad thing, but we're just saying, you know, those of you who are in the franchise business, you're probably working 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week maintaining your business. You can't walk away from your business. You know, a lot of people that are in cosmetology, you got to cut hair. And if you don't show up, heads don't get cut. So in that instance, you are not an entrepreneur because you have to be at your job. And this is not financial independence. So one thing that I actually want to share with you is check out the book, The E-Myth, because this book was huge in order for Darius to understand the transformation that we needed to uphold in order to move from being business owners to entrepreneurs. And also Robert Kiyosaki talks about this in his cash flow quadrant. So again, if you are in business, you need to make sure that your business, your vision is being run by staff. You have people behind you and a team behind you that is running the business, so that you are not showing up every day and your business is dependent on you. It's all about creating a business that works without you.
Right, and this is even the case with retirement, which brings us to point number 3.
Yep.
When you retire, you may say that you have a large sum of money, but every time that you need money on your monthly expenses, if you're tapping into the base or the sum, that nest egg, then that's not financial independence.
No.
What you want is, if you have a huge sum of money in retirement, you want to be able to take care of your expenses with the interest that you earn.
Yes.
Because the interest is going to continue to happen regardless, because that sum of money hasn't been disturbed.
Amen.
So that's key. Even when we think about retirement, or even if we have a large sum of money, you want to make sure that the expenses that you have on a monthly basis are being able to be taken care of just through the interest.
Exactly. So the long story short of all of this is, again, with anything that you get involved in, regardless if it's business, investing, your retirement, you're sitting on a lump sum of cash, whatever it is, you need to be making money from the passive piece of all of this, meaning you not being involved, because that's really where the financial independence comes from. And it took us a minute to learn this. So hopefully in this short little 10-minute video, we've provided some value to you so that you can learn from our mistakes. Because when we started our businesses, you know, we thought, oh my God, we're amazing. We're financially
business owners.
Yeah, and we're financially independent. And then we were like, this is hard. Because not only are we working more than we've ever worked before, which is fine because we're working for ourselves, this just wasn't the nirvana that we thought it was going to be. So it wasn't until we started leveling up, empowering others, so that we can continue on a shared vision to provide value to others, we realized that, wow, okay, we can put the subject matter experts in their positions that can make us even stronger and better as business owners.
Right. You want to make sure that you have the right team around you so that
Yes.
they can focus on the things that they love doing.
Yes.
That's how you put yourself in a position to be financially independent, when you are able to organize a team
Yes.
around you to do all the work.
Exactly.
Now, even with our understanding and our journey, what we really had to take into consideration is our finances. And our finances are, it works the exact same way. Like, even when it comes to infinite banking, you have to put the systems in place even after you have your policy. So it doesn't happen without action being taken. It doesn't happen without you having the right team around you. It doesn't happen without you understanding your vision and where you want to go, so that you can create a system that works without you.
Exactly.
Now, if you want to learn more about infinite banking and how it works, check out our masterclass below so that you can watch our webinar and get a better understanding of how infinite banking works and how you can apply it in your lives.
And all we want to do today to challenge you is to think about your opportunities to create financial independence for yourself. And it all begins with a passion. What do you like doing and how can you monetize it? And then from there, it's all about business building or investing and getting involved in the things that you love, but in a passive way.
Right, because at the beginning of this video, we talked about the fact that your business needs to take care of your expenses. When your expenses are taken care of, money won't be a reason why you do or don't do something.
Whew.
Because it's already taken care of.
Yes.
Now that you have that freedom, you're able to make those risky investments. You're able to swing for the fences, so to speak, and take those chances to put you in a even better financial position because everything is taken care of as far as your expenses.
You're sleeping well at night, but knowing that you have a huge opportunity to do other things within your life. And like Darius said, with the whole infinite banking concept and just understanding how to control your controllables, definitely check out our next video, which is Be Your Own Bank, so that you can learn exactly how the infinite banking concept works and how you can control your banking system.
And remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember to own your own lifestyle.
Or someone else will.